Some of them didn't even know where it was, but they came anyway to remote Ufa to be greeted by host Vladimir Putin.
I'm glad to greet you all, my colleagues and friends, at the BRICS summit. We will discuss today the whole range of issues with regard to cooperation within our group.
Cooperation top of the official agenda, even if the real buzz talk in this town, 1,200 kilometers southeast of Moscow, is China. A massive stock market plunge there, doing little to cool Putin's fervour for courting Beijing. He and his counterpart Xi Jinping held their own meeting, energy and finance ministers present. Putin played down the risks of Beijing's current problems. More than 30% has been knocked off the value of Chinese stocks since mid-June. Traders talking of panic by retail investors who account for around 85% of business. A bubble possibly bursting, says ING's Karsten Brzeski.
We've seen that over the last couple of years the government spent a lot on infrastructure, but which was a growth story which was not sustainable. Just look at all these cities that were built where no one is living in right now. So the thing is that I think we should be prepared for a longer period of weaker than expected growth in China.
India aside, the BRICS growth story has lost some of its shine. Russia wants to buff it up again. It has its own reasons, namely a sanctions deadlock with the West over its behaviour in Ukraine. Putin hopes launching a new development bank at the summit with an initial capital of $50 billion will show Moscow is not isolated. Also expected, a $100 billion contingency reserves pool to add to a macroeconomic toolbox that's already depleted in Europe.
Most emerging countries are better equipped when it comes to fiscal policies, government debt levels, which are much lower than they are in Europe. So there is more firepower, if you want, so for policymakers to intervene. Also, if you look at China, for example, interest rates are still much higher than they are in the Western world.
Which means they have room to cut, a luxury Europe can only dream of as it braces for the impact of its own crisis.